Tonight we're going to have a quick look at one that radio I've just picked up, a Sansai 12-band world radio. As you can see there, AM, FM shortwave 1 to 10, telescopic antenna, large digital display, alarm clock, easy and precise tuning, and stereo headphone port. These are a very cheap radio here available in Australia online, and this one cost me, I think it was about $24 Australian, and that was included postage. So let's have a look at the radio. Here it is here, and what can we see? It's an interesting radio. You've got either an FM on button there, an AM on button there, off button, and you've got various time and alarm functions, setting functions over here. On top of the radio, you've got the 12-band wave change mechanism, a large display there, which you can see the clock. Here you have a rotary volume control. You've got an earphone socket and an external 3-volt input, should you want to use that. On the back of the radio, you've got a tilt stand. You've got your battery compartment where there. It takes two AA batteries. You've got a little lanyard there and telescopic antenna. On this side of the radio, you've got rotary tuning, which is quite good. Now, performance-wise, let's turn it on. And it's very touchy with tuning. And as you can see there, it's tuning in rough 10 kilohertz steps, which is a bit of a shame. But then again, you know, you're looking at a price point here, and just on 9 meg, so we're looking at 9.62, etc., etc., etc. So we're coming up to 9.7 meg there. Quite touchy tuning, as you'd expect, and we can just slip down frequency there down to the AM band, and it's actually quite reasonably surprisingly sensitive. However, the accuracy of the tuning, it's, you know, after all, it is an analog radio with just a frequency counter attached. I'll just turn that down there. The accuracy of the tuning is fairly poor, and probably the biggest letdown of this particular radio is the bandwidth. It's as broad as a barn door. It's a shocker. But, you know, having said that, I keep having to remind myself that it's you know, it was only $24. And you can't expect much for the price point there. Just going over onto FM, you know, the functionality of the radio is quite good, and the audio for such a small speaker is quite good as well. I'll just turn that up. That's a local FM radio station there. Pardon my voice. And you can see there that the display is a little bit flaky, and it will jump around a fair bit. Alright, so I'll turn that down so before I get in strife with having songs played on YouTube. Anyway, that was just for demonstration purposes only. Very small speaker. And yeah, you know, it's one of those radios that you can throw into your backpack if you're going travelling anywhere, and you know, if you lose it, it's certainly not going to be the end of the world. It's actually amazes me what comes out of China at the present moment with this sort of thing. But we go to we'll just take up to this 452 there. It's got fairly broad frequency coverage on the 10 bands, and but as I said, it is very very flaky to tune, and selectivity is fairly poor. But just keep reminding yourself that it is just a cheap radio. Somewhere in there, in that hash, should be ABC from Alice Springs. Now, I'll just turn that down a little bit. Unfortunately, my neighbours have got some plasma TVs, and they cause me a great deal of grief in the evening when they've got their TVs on. It's just an amazing amount of noise. Just to give you a bit of a comparison though, here we go with a tried and true radio, the DGen 1103. Now this is one of the earlier versions. This doesn't have DSP, and a particularly good radio. Now I'm just trying to tune that in. I'm just trying to do that. 4, 8, 3, 5. I think I've got it. And there we go. Now there's a remarkable. Oops, sorry, I just bumped the coupler there. Just turn it down there a little bit. And there's the ABC from Alice Springs in Central Australia, and a very, very good signal on the DGen, which you'd expect, because they are a very, very good portable radio. Now, just turning it up here on the Sansai. It is there, but it's actually picking up a bit of noise from the camera there. But you can hear there's a terrific amount of noise on the frequency. Plus, you can also probably notice there that the selectivity, the signal bandwidth is extremely wide. So, which is a bit of a shame. You know, had this radio had sort of much narrower sort of bandwidth, it would have been really good. As it is, it's not too bad. Yes, it'll pick up quite a number of signals. It'll pick up your major international broadcasters on shortwave. It'll pick up your FM reasonably well, and it'll pick up your local medium wave stations reasonably well. I've had a bit of a comparison against the DGen DE27, which is a particularly bad radio, I have to say, and this one is much better, and mind you, much cheaper. So if you're looking for a little radio to have a bit of a play with, and your expectations aren't particularly high, this one, you know, I could recommend. Yeah, it's the only thing, as you can see there, it doesn't have any lighting behind the dial, but it's rather large and easy to read anyway, so that's not a great drama. And again, I must emphasise that for a price point, it's probably what you'd expect. All right, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's presentation of the Sansai. Now I'm just trying to think of the model number. DA950, I think it is. I could be wrong there. And let's have a look at the back of it. Blast, it doesn't have it on there. Let's see if it's got it on the packet. I beg your pardon. It's the model RD950. And if you do look at these online, you'll see there are two variants. There is a 10 band and a 12 band. The 12 band is obviously the newer version, of which this one happens to be. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's presentation of a very simple, very cheap shortwave radio, and a little bit of fun to play with. Cheers all.